Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I am Ninja Guy VR and today we are in Aitai. Welcome everyone. We're doing an interview with a very special guest, a game that I've been playing actually in February of this year in super early access. There was a demo during the Steam Next Fest. It was very fun and now they are currently in early access, and we'll be talking about that. There's a lot of information that we have here with our special guest, and it's going to be fun. But before we go and start this up, if you guys are wondering what is eye tie, why it's called eye tie, well, it's easy. It's just that I wear a tie, guys, and today I'm wearing my black and white tie with Nintendo classic controllers like the GameCube, the Wii, the original Nintendo, the Pro controller, and everything. So what a nice way to start. I don't even think the game supports controller, but that doesn't matter. It's just a tie that I really like. All right. Without further ado, guys, let me introduce you guys to our special guest, which is Nicolas Choteau. Welcome, Nicolas. How are you doing?
Hello, fine. Nice to meet you. Thank you for the invitation.
Yeah.
I'm so glad to be here.
Thank you for coming. It's really appreciated. I had some fun conversations with you before. You did give me a nice package here that I have in the background with some nice goodies from WanadevStudio, which was very appreciated. So thank you for that. And so yeah, Nicolas, before we start, I'm just want to ask you, what is your role at WanadevStudio? I know that your title is community manager, but I feel like you do so much more than that, so.
Yeah. At WanadevStudio, I'm doing like it's like I'm the man between the the company. I don't know how to describe my job, but it's me. I'm in communication with the players, and I'm the face of the brand on internet. So if you are talking with someone on internet, it's probably me. So yeah, my role is mainly to discuss with the players and understand what people need, and that's it.
Okay, so a lot of relationship stuff. That's awesome. Do you also do some advertisement like on the socials and things like that, or is that part of someone else?
Yeah, I'm mainly running all the social medias that Wanadev has, but we are a small communication team. We are like 6 to 7 people communicating for WanadevStudio, and so I'm just holding the accounts, and we have many talented people that are doing the videos and the marketing things for the studio and for our games.
Very nice. That's good. And so, I don't know when you joined the studio, but I'm very curious, can you tell us your whole journey, from when you started playing, video games up until when you got accepted to join WanadevStudio?
Okay. It's nearly like 3 years that I'm in WanadevStudio. Where to start? To be honest, as far as I remember, I've been playing video games with my dad when I was young, and so like many people, it was a dream for me to work in the video game industry. And so I think it's like 5 or 6 years ago that I joined this industry, working for the communication and marketing for various studios. And it's been like 3 years that I joined WanadevStudio. It was for Ragnarok and the launch of the first DLC that we have. Ragnarok, I joined WanadevStudio because it's an indie studio, and this is something that I really enjoy. I'm playing a lot of video games, and I feel like indie studios are closer to the players than other big companies, and so this is something that I really like. And so it was important for me to join a company and a studio that have this feeling with their players. And so Wanadev, I really like the things that the way Wanadev think to work with their players and to evolve their games. So that's why I joined the company 3 years ago. And now we have launched two other games between this time and multiple DLCs on the on the different platforms. So it's cool.
Nice. That's awesome. I like to see how how much you like it, how much passionate, and how it fits exactly. Something that you really enjoy doing. So it's cool to see people like that, and the passion of that, because this is how we get to communicate with you guys and do relations and talk. So your role is really important in terms of advertising the game and that.
It's for me. It's sorry. For me, it's really important to be passionate, because I can feel what the players need from us and what they are expecting from the studio. Because as a player, I'm also expecting these things, and so I feel closer to the players sometimes than with the studio, because I can feel what the players really want, but I also understand what we can do. But yes, for me, this is really important to being this step between the studio and also between the players. And this is something that I wish more studios will do, especially within the indie field.
Yeah, that's true, and it is. There's a lot of people who does some awesome job with that, and this is not something that we've seen, maybe 10 or 20 years ago. So it really evolved. It really did an excellent job. So is Vestige Fallen Tribes, is that the first project that you fully started from start to finish, or you said there were two games? Was it another game before that you completely worked on?
No, the first project that I worked on full time was Propagation Paradise Hotel.
Nice.
We released last year, the 4th May, from 2023. This is an horror game exclusively in VR. And this is a game that I can't play because I'm really shy and I'm scared of horror games. And so I really can't launch the game because this is way too scary for me. But definitely this is a good game, and I'm sure that people loves it. And this was the first project I worked on since the start. And from now, we have launched Vestiges last week. We start the production in January. So this is, 10th month full time on it.
Wow.
And we are also working on another project that we announced in February, maybe. We plan to release it next year, but for the moment we haven't announced anything yet.
Nice. I do have a few questions towards that one. I've seen the announcement, and I'm very curious. But you know what? I take it back. You're a really bad community manager. You don't even play your games. Your Propagation. You really won't even able to play it. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't play it, but I know it
very well.
Very well, because I've watched it many times, and I also take a look when we produced it. So I know many things about it, and it's not because I can't play it, because I tried a lot, but my coworkers weren't really happy because I was screaming in the open space. So
you have to concentrate.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. And it's really difficult when you have someone screaming out loud just in front of you. But definitely, I think if you have any questions about Propagation, I can help you.
That's great. No, that's cool. You know, I've only started VR this year, around January, and you guys did a good job because I knew Propagation very early on because a lot of people were talking about it. A lot of people were positive about it. You know, they said that it was like the horror game to play that came out in 2023. So I knew very fast what that game was. So so amazing job. Hopefully this happens with Vestiges also, you know, because this is a current game. And let's start talking about the game actually. You know, it's a great time to do that. So for the people who don't know, Vestiges is a game. It's a card battler actually. But what makes it very unique is the it's the auto battling system, which is like battles happening dynamically. And maybe you can talk a little bit more about it, Nicolas, and tell us more about the game.
Yeah, you said a lot about it, but yes, so Vestiges is a card game with an auto-battling system. This is a strategy game. If you don't really like strategy game, this is definitely not your type of game. For people and players who don't really know what is an auto-battler, this was firstly called auto chess with Dota, and I think the most popular one is Teamfight Tactics from Riot Games. No, this is a part of the strategy game community and field, because the goal of the game is to outmatch your opponent with thinking what they are going to play, because you don't have to manage and micromanage your units. They will play automatically. This is a NIA game, kind of, because your units will just go through the bridge to try to kill an opponent and to defeat the enemy army. So in Vestiges, you have cards, you have energy, and the goal is to create your own strategy, put your units into the battleground, and watch them resolve the fight by themselves. You don't have any influence on the battle. You can't tell your units to go this way or this way. This is really a game that you have to think during your preparation time. You have to outthink and outmatch your opponent just by anticipating what your opponent will do.
Nice. And so I'm assuming that at first, when you don't know about the game, you have a lot of experimenting to do, right? Because when you put it this way, you don't know what's going to happen. But then when you play with the professional, they probably know already how to lay out, and he's going to do that. Okay, I'm going to put it exactly at this position and play it like that. So because it's dynamic, is it possible that you do the same situation twice and different outcome would come, or are you trying to avoid that as much as possible?
It's possible sometimes because you have some units that have different targeting depending on what your units are doing. Sometimes your units will have a different path, and so it can influence what's happening on the battlefield. But to be honest, if you are just playing the same units and just launching rounds every time, you will have 9 times out of 10 the same result. Because this is an AI that your units are will try to do always the same thing, and so if you don't move anything on the ground, they will do always the same. They will have always will have the same comportment on the battleground.
Nice. And it's crazy still, because the amount of possibilities there are in the game is something to keep in mind, because Because there's a lot of space that you can, as you can see in the trailer, there's a lot of space where you can put your units. So if you put them a block closer or just one block further, it can change the whole battle. So it's so that's what makes it so different.
Exactly. For example, the best example that I can give you is we have made solo missions that are like puzzle. This is kind of a puzzle game because each time a computer will put units exactly in the same place. So you have to upgrade your strategy if you lose the puzzle. And sometimes if you are playing the same card at the same time, but not exactly the same pixel, but just slightly to the left or to the right, your units will have a different compartments, and also the enemy units will have a different focus. And sometimes you can just lose the game because you haven't put your units in the perfect place. So definitely you have to be really conscious of that and be careful, because sometimes you are like, okay, I will put this unit here, and the unit won't do exactly what you thought of.
We're laughing now, but that must be like a really frustrating situation.
Yes, exactly.
So, the WanadevStudio, they just do always different things. So Ragnarok is a rhythm game, and then Propagation is a horror game, and now we have this strategy game. So how did the team come up with this idea, like when it first started?
We have many projects because we are always working on projects that we want to. It's like Wanadev is fully auto-financed. I don't know if it's the right term, but all the money that we use for producing our games comes from the company. So we are really free. We have this freedom is really important for us because we can do what we want to do and what we like. So each time we bring a new project, it's because we really want to do it. And it will be the same with Species Unknown, because we are working on a new game, and it will be different from all the games we have done before. But yes, this is something that we really want to keep, because I think it keeps the fire for the team, because they are always working on projects that they really want to, and also this is challenging for us. And how did Vestiges come to the life? I think it was right after Propagation Paradise Hotel. We were like, okay, we have to work on another project, because we just launched the game and we were looking for new projects to work on. And at Wanadev, we are like everyone can come with an idea and say, okay, I have a great idea, and pitch it to the team. And so if the idea if people wants to work on this idea, we will go further and try some prototypes and things like this to see if the game is fun enough, and if we want to work on. And it's Pierre who brought this idea, I think, in September last year. And so we worked on a small prototype, and it's funny because it was the units were aliens. So the first step of the game was to find something fun and to find an universe. And firstly, we thought to play with aliens, and it was completely different.
First team is alien, and second team is predators, right?
Yes, that was something like this, more like StarCraft genre. like
Nice.
aliens and marines on the other side, but we switched really fast on this topic. And yeah, we just played a few games within the team with this prototype. This was something really raw, to be honest. I think if I show it to you today, it's something really poor. But we had a lot of fun in the team playing it, and so we just decided that if we are having fun, we can make something fun for the players too.
That's
so
cool.
we just go on this way.
I like that it's kind of like a team decision, right? Like it's not just
Yeah.
the higher ups that decide, okay, this is what I like, so this is what we're doing. So all the team
Yeah.
is trying it, and if everybody agrees that it's, you know, the
Mhm.
next game, then it goes to it. It's
Exactly.
very cool. And I
Mhm.
can't believe it. I know that you mentioned that the production started in December, and
Uh-huh.
then I tried the demo in like 2 months later, and
Yeah.
it already felt like a, you know, a really fun experience where you know, I could see this playing. So
Uh-huh.
so that was crazy how you know, how quickly you guys did that.
Yeah.
So the game is still in early access. There's
Mhm.
you know, there's still some stuff to be worked on.
Yes.
When do you guys know around when you plan on having the full game released?
To be honest, I have no ideas.
Okay.
We are going to announce a roadmap on Thursday. So players can have a better view on what we are working on. This roadmap will be for the 6th next month. So at least players will have 6 months of new content on a regular basis. But to be honest, it will depend, because if we find that the game is in a good state after 6 months, we will probably release it. But I can't tell you more because I have no idea. It's working on the next patch for the next 6 months. It's something that will take some time, and we'll of course have a better view and look at the game, at the state of the game in the next few weeks. So yes, for the moment we plan to release content for 6 months, and then we'll check and decide how we work with the game after that.
Perfect. No, that's good. But I have another question, and you might not be able to answer this one too. But are you allowed to tell us what else is planned for the game right now? I know that there's going to be a roadmap in a month, but please tell me.
Wow. In the roadmap, to be honest, I can't tell you, but it's not it's not a secret because we'll release it on Thursday. But it's just that I don't want to say anything wrong. I think the most important thing that we are working on and players are watching a lot is on new units and also on new tribes. That people, I think, are waiting a lot, because there are 2 tribes today, tribes or faction, depends on what you are calling them. And yes, the first thing that we will be work on is new tribes, so people will have more content and more units to play, and it's really exciting.
So,
but
just to be clear, like new tribes, these are like new sets of cards for a player, right? Like
yes,
against
exactly.
others, yeah.
Yes. Currently, if you buy the game and play the game, you will have to choose or not between 2 factions. The factions are the tribes. You will have the Adrari on the first side, and the Illustran on the other side. The Illustran are more like they are Roman empires inspired, and so you can feel a bit the power of this of the Roman Empire. Like the units are always in a row. They have strong units. They are always packed and working together. And on the other side, you will have the Adrari that are more tribes from North Africa inspired, and so they are more likely to move not as a group but more individually, but as a tribe. And so you can feel it because you will have less units on the board, but they are more powerful and they can make ambush and things like this because they have made the power of the sound their biggest strength, and on the other side the Illustran have made the technology their biggest strength. And so today there is only these two tribes, but we are working on a third one that will be probably inspired from another antique population. I don't know which one for the moment, but it can be, for example, the Greek or
maybe the Europeans, right? The Renaissance or something like that.
Yes, maybe before Renaissance, because it's
kind of newer. Yeah,
but yes, it will be probably from European history because we are French, and so this is easier for us to get inspired by these cultures because they are in the in our lives. For example, we are in Lyon, and Lyon was Roman for many years in the past, and so we have vestiges of the Roman empires within the city, so we can take inspiration from this, and that's how we are working on every unit too. Suzanne, our artistic director, is working a lot with this, and so it's really important for us to bring something from our culture into the game too.
That's gonna be cool, yeah. And the fact that you grew up with that culture, so it might be a good idea to do that. So I'm kind of curious. So there's different tribes, and from different countries, and that. What's this? Is there like some lore or some story behind Vestiges?
Yeah. The first thing that we thought about with Vestiges is something that we want to bring our little stone to the world, if I can say that like this. Because, for example, we are deeply into the into all the social and climatic changes problematics today, and so Vestige was really inspired by this, because all the story of Vestiges foreign tribes takes place in a world that has no longer water, and so the different tribes are fighting for their survival because there is not enough water on the planet, and so you need water to live. So they are fighting for this water. And if we go deep in the lore, the Illustran that you can see right now on the screen used a lot the water to for themselves to have a great great style, a great way of life, to live in a manner that we can't handle today, because the climatic change tells us that it's important to change our habits, and so it was something like this. We really want to bring these climatic changes into the game, because this is something really important for us. So I don't know if I was really clear about this point, because this is difficult to explain. But yes, in Wanadev we are we are doing a lot of things to try to have a lesser impact on the world we are living, and so we are trying to do a lot of things for against the climatic changes, and so we wanted to bring this to the game too. So if you are a player, you won't feel it into the game, but if you are interested in, you can understand what you can understand what are the problematics that these people have, because they don't have enough water anymore and they are fighting for their lives because they have to survive.
Yeah.
Probably it can be the case in our world in many years. So this is important to have this in mind, to keep this in mind.
Yeah, that's true, and I like it. It makes it. It gives you like a very important reason, you know, to maybe
exactly.
start battles when you play. So I kind of like the concept of it. I can't imagine that we'll go to war with card battles maybe in the future, but you know, I think it's a good concept for sure.
Yeah, initially the concept was it wasn't supposed to be a card game. We were like you are a war chief in your bases and you are putting your cards like people are only going for war for you. But after that, we just thought that wasn't something we want to share with our community. And the thing that we are in a world in the future, and so we just imagine something cool, like you can play your cards and they take lives, a bit like in Yu-Gi-Oh, for example. And so people are not fighting themselves for their lives, but they are betting water, because this is the most important resources, and so they are just betting for more water. And so lives are not engaged, but this is something important for them. So you can feel also the how important is this game for them.
Yeah, and yeah, that's cool. I like that. I like the concept because that way it's not too aggressive. You know, you can just imagine with the cards, and so that now it's made for everyone. Everyone can play it, and you don't need to worry about too much aggressivity. So in the game, you mentioned like single player stuff, you know, puzzles and stuff. What are the modes you get in there? Do you have multiplayer? Do you have challenges and scores and things like that?
Yes. So currently you have, if you buy the game, you can play on 2 different modes, but you have many different things to do. The first thing is we are implementing each week a new challenge, so you can launch the game every Thursday and play a new challenge that will give you some rewards that can be titles or back cards, things like this. So each week you can just connect and do a little scenario that brings to have a reflection to achieve it. That brings us to the first side of the game, that is the solo players mode, because initially the game was think only as a PvP game, but a lot of players told us that they were eager to have a PvE side too. So we just bring a PvE that calls the solo missions part. Sorry. And in these solo missions, you will have different difficulties. I don't remember how many missions you have already. I think it's 11. You have 11 missions to do in solo, and you have easy, medium, and hard missions. And these are kind of small scenarios. You have 5 to 6 rounds to win in a row, and if you lose, you start at at the first one, and your goal is to win this puzzle, because this is not puzzles, but I really like to tell that puzzle, because it reminds me kind of the same thing. You have to just remember what the computer played the last time you did the scenario. So you have to be better and think different each time, and this is the best way to improve yourself and be better in the second mode, that is the PvP mode. So you can compete online against different people. So you can create your deck and try it into online mode, into PvP mode. The PvP mode today is made of it's a 1v1, but you can spectate your friend's game, and there is a leaderboard too for people who really loves the competition. For the moment, there is no ranked mode, but why not in the future if people are eager to. But yes, if you are playing today, each time you win a game, you will earn points, and so you can claim the leaderboard and be the better to the game.
Yeah.
If you like it.
That's good. So there's a lot of stuff. I can imagine it being a little bit addicting, because you can, you can unlock rewards with the missions every Thursday. So there's always a reason to come back. So,
Exactly. We do our best to bring new contents, because I play a lot of PvP games, and this is something I think really important to have into a game. Rewards, and also a good leaderboard and a good competition, because I think it's all the salt of this game too, to play against other people, to defeat your opponents, and to be better each time, because you just learning from your mistakes and from what your opponent is doing too.
Yeah. So that's very cool. Vestiges, even in February, I just really enjoyed what I was playing, right? So I just can't wait to get back into it and play everything that you've added in it. I couldn't find any players when I played, so I was literally just doing the tutorial over and over because of how fun it was. So it's nice that you got some feedback into the single player, and that you actually have a mode in there. So I'm really looking forward to play that. Vestige is available on both flat screen and VR. So if you don't have VR, you can play it no problem against people in VR. So don't worry about that. If you don't have VR, you still have a way to play it.
Exactly.
I do have a few questions in regards to the new upcoming game that you guys have announced.
Yes.
It's called...
Okay.
Well, I'll see how much I can extract out of you, Nicolas. So, Species Unknown is the name of the game, right?
Right.
It is. Is that all you can tell me now?
No, we can talk about it.
Okay,
sure.
awesome.
Yes,
so
we can
there is a trailer that came out. I don't have the trailer here, unfortunately, but go check it out on YouTube. So what is the... can you tell us maybe what kind of game this is going to be, or what can you tell us about it? Yeah.
Okay. I can't go too many in the details, because we are going to announce more about the game in the next few weeks or months.
Nice.
So I really can't go into the details, but it will be a cooperation game that takes place in a spaceship. So you have to collaborate to find what have killed all the people in the spaceship. So you have to discover which monster is it, and understand what are its weaknesses, and together you have to fight these monsters before leaving the plane, the spaceship. So this is a cooperation game up to 1 to 4 people, maybe 2 to 4 people. I'm not sure about it, but yes, this is a cooperation game available in Steam, no VR for the moment.
Okay.
This is due to technical limitations. But we'll see later if it's possible to bring it into VR. But yes, for the moment, exclusively non-VR game. I think that's it. I don't know if you have other questions about it.
No, for sure. So this is not non-VR in the moment. Does that mean that future titles you're more going to be focused on flat screen games, or is that not out of the question yet?
To be honest, we are trying not to diversify our games. We aim to always do our games in VR and non-VR. This is due to many things. The first thing is because our games are cost us more and more money to make, and we think that and the VR field is a bit closed. This is a niche, and so if you want to bring if you want to make big games, you need to do your best to have more people, and so obviously there is more players in non-VR because people that are playing VR are I think they are all playing video games without VR too, but people that are playing non-VR are not playing VR. You know what I mean. And also it's because we are all PC players here, and we really want to bring our games into VR and no VR because we are so happy to see that players are having fun playing our games. For example, Ragnarok is a great success in VR, and a lot of players were asking us to bring it into Steam, and so we took many time to develop it and to adapt it to the Steam and non-VR, so people can just enjoy it and play it. And so this is something that we really love to do because it's so cool to see that people are having fun playing your games, and even if it's not VR, it's so cool. So we are always thinking in VR and non-VR from now.
That's good. It's I'm happy with that. With that answer, I do hope that all games at least get a hybrid with both. If Unknown Species can be very successful, then if you have the funding, I can see that happening to support the because there's a lot of WanadevStudio fans that are VR enthusiasts, right? So it's definitely be nice to get that.
This is something that that made me really happy because when we released the trailer for Species Unknown, a lot of players were asking if the game will be in VR because people really love. I think they love our work on VR because we aim to do good games and high quality games. Sometimes. For example, for Propagation, we had to cut a bit in the length of the game, but we always aim to make good products that we are proud of. So we aim to do high quality games, and making a good game in VR is completely different than making a good game in non-VR because there are a lot of studios that are working on Steam and releasing game every day, so it's difficult to make the balance between VR and non-VR. But yes, we are aiming to do good games good games and good work about it, and that's exactly why we had to take the decision to release propagation species unknown only in flat screen, because it was too difficult for us to make a good game in VR and a good game into non-VR, and so we just had to take a decision, and the decision was to make a great game that we are proud of in flat screen for the moment.
That's going to be interesting also for the marketing department analysis, and see how it will do, how successful it'll do, and then you can base your decision off of that on future games. So that's cool.
Exactly.
So are you able to tell us other things that's in the future for Wanadev? Do you have other games in development right now, or is there any additional like DLCs coming out for games that already exist, or things like that?
Okay. I can only tease you.
I'll take it.
That we are working on a new project that is currently only in the writing state, so I really can't tell you anything about it. But this is something that I'm definitely curious, and I can't wait to see more of this game. But to be honest, it won't be for tomorrow. And we are also working on something new on Ragnarok. I'm really proud of that, because the community is so kind with us on Ragnarok, and they told us how they love the game, and so we are working on many things on Ragnarok. I think I can tell you that today, but we are working on a new free update for the next few weeks, and we have many things to come by the end of the year, and also for the let's say 4 to 6 first months of 2025. So we have definitely good things coming up with Ragnarok, and we are working on something completely new on Ragnarok 2, but I can't tell you more because we are still waiting on some things. But this is something that I can't wait to show, because this is really fun.
That's awesome. So we'll have to keep a lookout for any new projects coming out with Wanadev. So for the people who wants to keep up to date, what's the best place to stay up to date with the games and all the news coming out?
Depending on what do you prefer, but personally I prefer Discord. We are always sharing a lot of things on Discord, and also you can discuss with me and with the team. So this is definitely the best place to be if you want to have a chat with us. And we are always sharing all the news and some insights sometimes. And also Twitter or X is the best place to have all the news. You can, depending on what you prefer and how you are using Twitter or X, you can check out every games. Each one have their own socials, but the one who gathers them all is WanadevStudio. I think it's at WanadevStudio. This is the best place to have all the info, at least all the main informations, because we are sharing everything on this one. And if you use Instagram, you can check us on Instagram, but we are sharing less information on Instagram.
I forgot to put the link in my description, but guys, if you're watching the interview later, it'll be in there. I'll put them in like the next 30 minutes. So if you want to join the Discord or want to follow them on Twitter, it's right there. But
Thank you.
I'm happy to see that Ragnarok, is still getting updates. I have a friend who just got into VR, and he's really big into heavy metal. And Ragnarok is one of the first games he bought, and he really enjoyed it. So there's still new players out there, and it's cool that you still support that game, because I think it's like one of the first game that really opened people's eyes into WanadevStudio in general. So so that's cool to see that.
I'm really proud of Ragnarok because the community is so cool. I mean, metalheads are so funny and so cool, and so you are sharing so much love with us. And so thank you so much for everyone watching the video, because I can tell you how it's important for me and for the team to read all your messages and to see your support on Ragnarok and on other games. But Ragnarok is really made with the community, and so all the messages are a fuel for me and for the team.
That's awesome. Well, Nicolas, thank you so much for coming in. We got some really interesting information here that was not revealed in the past.
Yes.
So I'm happy. I got to ask all my questions that I had, and that's one of the reasons, right? I'm sneaky. I'm just asking for interviews for getting some scoop. But is there anything else you'd like to tell us before we leave the interview today?
No, play your games. No, again, thank you so much for being part of the community. Thank you, Ninja Guy, for being here and for this interview. This is thank you so much. So yes, if you play your games and you really love them, or if you don't like them too, you can leave us a review on Steam. This helps us a lot. Just to improve our games, but also for the referencement on Steam. This is really important. As indies, this is difficult to be seen, even within the VR. I can't tell you how many times people are telling me that they would love to know Ragnarok before, but it's not easy to show the game. So leaving a review on Steam is really important for us, or on Quest, or on PlayStation. This is really important for us. But thank you for playing our games. This is really important. And yes.
Guys, don't tell Nicolas, but I completely forgot to put a review on Steam, so I'll have to do that. I'll have to do that today.
I will check it.
Yeah. Oh, no.
No, joking.
Thank you so much, Nicolas.
Thank you.
I might have you back, when we hear more about Species Unknown and the future of the game. But until then, thanks again, and we'll talk to each other on Discord, definitely.
Yes, definitely.
All right.
Let's keep in touch.
Have a good one, guys. Bye.
See you. Thank you so much. See you soon.